Hi everyone, thanks so much for watching. In today's video, I am going to go through the worst products I bought from Sephora this year. So yesterday I filmed the best products that I tried from Sephora this year. I will link that video. If you're looking for a more positive video, that's definitely the one to check out. Today I'm going to go through the products that I bought that just didn't work for me. When I look at these products, it's not that they're bad products. I think for some people, these might be great. But for me, these are products that I purchased, I spent my money on, and I'm not using. I'm just not getting use out of them. So let's go through them. I did put all of these products on my face today, so that's the makeup that I'm wearing. Other things as well, because I only have a handful. Thankfully, only a handful of products that I bought didn't work for me. But I put all of them on my face today, wanted to give them one last chance before I mention them in this video. And sadly, they're all still going to be mentioned in this video. So I'll link everything down below with, links to the Sephora site, prices, shades, all of that. But let's get into the products that didn't work for me. I'm going to go in order, again, like I did in my best of video. I'm going to go in order of how I would apply these to my face. So I've got 6 products here and then 2 products that I've actually already decluttered. So I'll put a little photo of the products that I no longer have so you can see them. But let's go through what I do have. So for foundation, TikTok made me buy it. It's this product from KVD and it's the Good Apple Foundation. And I have it in the shade Light 015. The shade is not an issue. It's a beautiful shade on me. I really like it. I saw people do you remember earlier in the year when this just went crazy viral? Yeah, I bought it. I saw people using it all over social media and I wanted to try it, right? It was just so viral. I think in the year, this was probably the product that I saw that was the most viral. So anyways, I picked it up. I think I picked this up in the Sephora spring sale, actually. The packaging is beautiful. It's this lovely little plastic embossed compact, and then inside it is this very creamy, very balmy. It's incredibly soft when you touch in here, and it's just got this beautiful soft balmy texture that I thought, for my super dry skin, maybe would be a good fit. When you put it on, it's very, very full coverage. It gives this almost immediately sets down to this powderiness and absolutely gives a ton of coverage. Like if you look from one hand to the other, look how much it's covered up the veininess where it is on this hand, where you can still really see it on this hand. So I think if you are looking for a cream foundation that is very full coverage, this absolutely does this. And I feel like it's better suited, in my experience with this product, it's better suited if you have more oily skin. Of course, I don't have oily skin. I have the driest of dry skin. So I can't really speak to that. But what I will say is on my dry skin, it clings to all my dryness. You're not really going to be able to see it because I don't think it'll pick up on camera in the detail needed to see how this just emphasizes every little bit of dryness I have around my nose, around my mouth. Anywhere I've got dryness, this clings to it, and through the day it just proceeds to look drier and drier and drier. So unfortunately I don't reach for this because it just doesn't sit nice on my dry skin. If you have oily skin though, maybe it would work. Even if you have sort of dry combo skin, this might work. I don't know. You'd have to watch, people with those skin types, maybe watch reviews on that. But I picked it up because it was so viral, but I just don't reach for it. I can actually shear this out pretty good. I go in with my sponge and I feel like the level of coverage is nice. I can shear it out to a pretty medium amount of coverage. Again, it's what I have on today. And I think, when I'm looking at myself in the camera here, it looks nice. My issue is just in real life, when you get close to me, it looks very dry. Looks very dry on my skin, and I like something incredibly dewy. This is not that. Even though when I touch it, when I feel it in the pan, it feels like it's gonna be very balmy. On my skin, that doesn't translate. So I feel like this is not a terrible product. I think actually for some people, this would be a great product. But for me, for my dry skin, unfortunately, I'm not reaching for it. It's not my favorite foundation I tried this year. And so for me, this is a bit of a fail. But again, not a terrible product. So that's my first one that I bought that I'm not using. So always a little bit of a regret when I purchase makeup that I'm not using, because truthfully, I've got a couple $100s worth of products here. So that's my first one. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is also a foundation, but it's this powder foundation from Glowish. This is the Luminous Pressed Powder. Right now, I have it in 01 Fair. So for both of these foundations, I use them in videos. So for the KVD Good Apple one, I'll link that video up above where I use this for the first time. Actually, I didn't go back and watch that video, so I can't remember what my first impression initial thoughts were, but now, you know, sort of 6-8 months in, these are my, you know, thoughts with that product. And then I know I just recently did a video with the Glowish powder foundation. I'll also link that one. And I think I did a whole dedicated video, wear test and everything with this Glowish foundation. When I first bought it, I picked it up in shade 03, which I can't remember if that was medium or light medium, but something like that. There's lots of things I like about this product. So I don't use a powder foundation. Again, dry skin, right? Not a good fit for me. But I saw all over Huda Beauty's Instagram, she did a whole bunch of, you know, little sneak peeks with this product, and I just was sucked right in. It looked so good. So again, social media made me buy it. Huda made me buy it. I love Huda. She's just such a fantastic person. But anyways, I like to watch her YouTube videos. I like, you know, checking her out on Instagram and sees what she's doing. So just a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And she just seems so great, right? Like just her personality. So anyways, I was really excited for this. I actually bought it the day it launched. I didn't even wait for reviews or anything. I feel like this is just not a good product, again, for me, for somebody with incredibly dry, mature skin. So I will link the video where I tried this for the first time. I tried it in a shade that was too deep for me. It was the 03 shade is what I bought it in initially. And it looked more like I had gone in with a bronzer than with a powder foundation. So as much as I hate to do it, I took it back to Sephora, and I had the lady in Sephora shade match me, and she said, I thought 02 was a better match, but she said what she was hearing was that you should go down a shade even. And so I did. I got the 01 shade, and I think it's too light. It's just too light. So that's the shade there. It's incredibly luminous. Again, I used it today, but how I'm using this product is as a luminous finishing powder, and I'm using it as that, and it's quite pretty like that. Let me show you this. It is incredibly luminous. So for me, as an all over foundation, the 03 shade was too deep. It looked like I'd gone in with bronzer, and this 01 shade is too light. And when I try to use it as a powder foundation, what happens is the little bit of luminosity or whatever the ingredient is in here that gives it that luminous quality, it sits in my pores. It's almost like my pores catch the little flecks of glitter, whatever it is, and it sits in there, and it looks like I'm speckled. Not from a distance, but when I get up close in my mirror, in all of my pores, the little glitter bits stick, and it looks like I've got speckly glitter bits on my face. It's terrible. But when I use this as a finishing powder, so not a setting powder, I go in with my foundation, I go in with my setting powder, and then at the very end, with the lightest little bit I can, I go in and just do a light dusting over my face. And it gives me a beautiful luminosity without that settling into my pores quality that I struggle with as a powder foundation. So I really like it like that, but I thought I would include it in here just to update you guys, because I know I have talked about this in quite a few videos. I can't use it as a powder foundation. Maybe I could use the 02 shade like that, but I can't with the shades I have tried, and I'm not going to take it back because I don't want to have two products that I have caused to go in the landfill. So I'm going to keep this because I can use it as a finishing powder and it's beautiful like that. If you're looking for a pressed powder foundation, I think if you can find the right shade for you, this is a beautiful product like that because it's not mattifying and it's not that flat appearance that you can get with a lot of pressed powder foundations. It does give a luminosity. It's easy to use. It goes on in about 30 seconds. I can do my whole face with this. So there's lots of things about this product I like. Just for me, as a powder foundation, this wasn't a good fit, but I am still going to be able to use it. So not a total fail, but I wanted to update you guys and include it in here because it is a fail. I can't use it as it is intended, but I will get use out of it. Okay, next up in here, no surprise to anyone who's watched my videos over the last year, this is a cream blush by Bite. I think actually the next three products, this brand and the next two all had products that were in my yesterday's video where I talked about my absolute favorite of the year. So Bite Upswing mascara, absolute favorite of the year. This cream blush, no. This, I don't know. This is terrible. I don't like this product at all. I'm so sad I bought it. I think I was sucked into the packaging and that I love a cream blush, right? Cream blush is my favorite. Again, I used this today just to make sure that I was, you know, still not loving it, and I'm not. So first of all, it's expensive for what you get. There's hardly anything in here. Like when I squeeze it to get, I've used it a handful of times. Look how hard I have to squeeze to even get any product out. There's hardly any product in there. It's this really, really whipped, moussey texture, which I don't mind. I thought that would be nice. The shade is beautiful. It's like this mauve-y shade. I think this is the Watermelon Margarita or Watermelon Marg, I think is the shade. Again, I'll link it below. There on the back of my hand, it looks super pretty. When I put this on my face, it doesn't sit nice on top of my foundations that I use. It sat the best today on this KVD Good Apple. That's the best it sat on a foundation for me in all of the foundations I've tried it on. Do you see how it looks patchy on the back of my hand? That's how it looks on my face. So I'm just smoothing this out a little bit. So there, it's set down. It does set down, it dries down. It looks patchy like this on my cheeks, and I don't think it is patchy. I think what it is it's got a luminous quality to it that in different lights, as it shifts and you turn, the luminous quality of it makes it look patchy. And so I don't like it for that. It always looks patchy on my cheeks. If I try to keep blending, it just blends away to nothing. It's so incredibly sheer. So I don't like it. I don't reach for it. It's just a fail for me. I feel like it's patchy going on. It shears out to almost nothing. And I feel like it was expensive for the amount that you actually get in here. So yeah, that was a fail. And that one I probably will just see maybe if I could pass on. Maybe somebody wants a patchy, super sheer cream blush. Okay, the next product in here is from Tower 28. This is a new purchase for me. I picked this up in the recent holiday savings event off of Sephora. The cream blush from Tower 28 is my favorite cream blush of this year, or probably of all time. Like, I love that cream blush, and it was featured again yesterday in my faves of the year products. But this is a bronzer. This is a cream bronzer. This is the lightest shade, which I am incredibly fair. And so what I should have done was looked more closely at the swatches. But to be honest, I almost always pick the lightest shade in almost everything. So I just sort of thought, well, yeah, that seems right. I'll pick the lightest shade. Again, it's a cream bronzer. Keep that in mind as I swatch this for you. Or is it a golden highlight? It's a highlight. It's a highlight. I can't use this as a bronzer at all. It is incredibly sheer. So here's my issues. This is incredibly sheer. When I put this on, some of that's going to be the shade, but I think just the formula is very sheer. It's very much similar to the cream blush in that it is very balmy, and I like that about it. It feels very balmy in there, which for my dry skin is so nice. But as a bronzer, no. This is a light gold highlight. Again, I have incredibly fair skin, so let me show you again, a little bit built up here. I'm using it as a highlight, so I am using this product, but I don't know who this would be a bronzer for because it's a highlight. It's incredibly shimmery. So yeah, as a bronzer, no. As a highlight though, what shade is this? This is in the Suncoast shade. If I wanted to use it as a bronzer, I would have to pick this up in 2, maybe 3 shades up from this for me. Again, very, very fair, so I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm using this as a cream highlighter and I am getting some use out of it, so I'm not gonna exchange it. It is, again, the cream highlight I have on today, but yeah, so it's not, again, it's a fail in that I'm not using it as I intended or as it's intended to be used. Not a bronzer, using it as a highlight, but I will get use out of it. So, you know, I'm always thankful when that's the case. And I think for, you know, most of the products in here, I will get use out of, but using them in a different way than they were intended. Okay, and then another product in here is this highlighter from Makeup by Mario. It's funny, he's got 2 versions of highlighters. So I have, again, the other highlight version highlight line that he has, the quartz shade in that is in my faves of the year, like just the most beautiful makeup product I purchased this year. This is the Soft Glow highlighter, and I have it in the shade Pearl. This was the first product I purchased from him. Soft Glow highlighter, fantastic. I'm gonna love it, right? Like just, I love a soft highlight. When I touch in here, it is incredibly soft. It feels like the most finely milled powder ever. On my skin, you can't even really see it. It almost doesn't at all show up. If I blend it out even the slightest bit, it's here. In case you're wondering where it is, it's right here. It's like, it doesn't show up on my skin. And again, like just the fairest of skin. So maybe if I would have bought this in a deeper shade, it would show up better, but it's so incredibly subtle. It's so subtle. I feel like I could almost use this as a finishing powder. I do have it on today. When I'm looking and I shift, I definitely see something there, but I just don't reach for it. I tried many other highlighters this year that I like way more than this. That Givenchy one that's in my faves, the Natasha Denona that's in the Glam Face palette. Those are some beautiful highlighters for mature skin. The other thing with this is it really emphasizes my texture. Again, not from a speaking distance, but if I get up close and I look, it definitely, you know, exaggerates the texture and wrinkles that I have on the sides in this area. So I don't reach for this. This is a bit of a dud for me. It's probably something I'll, you know, try to pass on to somebody who might get some use out of it, because I've used it just like maybe a handful of times. And, you know, these products are not inexpensive. Okay, the last product that I actually have still in my collection that was a fail was this one from Too Faced. It's the Lip Injection Maximum Plump. I don't know what it is about these. I keep purchasing these. I want them to be fantastic, and they just are not. They're not enough tingle for me. I thought for sure this Maximum Plump, it's the extra strength, instant and long-term lip plumper. I barely even feel a tingle out of this. So I wanted it to be super tingly. I think this is the mini, actually. I think this is just the mini size. Thank goodness. Let's put a little on. You know what it does do though, is it does offer this beautiful iridescence to my lips. So I do find I'm using it for that. Let me see if I can put a little bit on my hand here so you guys can see the iridescence. Yeah, I have it right here, and I think you can see that iridescent quality. So it's pretty as a gloss. You know, I do put it on as a gloss. It feels nice. It's not sticky. It's not overly hydrating either, but it's also not at all tingly. I don't know, maybe my lips just don't feel tingle like other people's. So I wanted this to be extremely tingly and irritating to my lips to give me that plumping effect, and it's not. So I'll use it. because I like the way it looks, but yeah, there's no tingle to it. Okay, and then the last two products I'm going to talk about, probably, I want to say early spring. The brand Say sort of launched on Sephora. I want to say it was early this year. Anyways, I was curious about the brand. There was quite a few of their products I wanted to try. So the one that I decided to purchase was their liquid highlighter. I purchased it in the mini. That is a terrible product. Has anybody used it? Has anybody made it work? I actually passed it on when I did my declutter series earlier this year. I think I gave it to a girlfriend, or maybe one of the ladies at work took it. I can't remember, but anyways, I passed it along to somebody else. I don't know who took it. I can't remember. I don't know if it's worked for them, but it just didn't at all work for me. If I used it under makeup, it didn't work. You couldn't even see the shimmer after. If I used it on top of foundation, it actually picked up and removed any makeup I tried to tap it over top. So I was like, well, how do I use this? It didn't mix in with foundations. I couldn't use it. I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I just got rid of it. So what a waste. If anyone's used that product, I would be interested to know how. Maybe on a no makeup day, you could use it as just the most subtle highlight, but I don't know. It just didn't work for me. It was terrible, so I got rid of it. And then I purchased a lip gloss from Tower 28. Oh, that's terrible. Tower 28 has two products in here. Again, though, they're cream blush. My favorite cream blush of all time. But I purchased a lip gloss from Tower 28. I think it's called the Milky Gloss. And it turned incredibly quickly, like just went rancid within a couple of months, I want to say. And when I actually go on Sephora and look at reviews, there are quite a few reviews that say that. So I know it's a more natural brand. Maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. I've seen lots of people talk about how they love those glosses. And when it was still good and I could still use it, I did really like it. But yeah, very shortly after I purchased it, it was just gross. Like it just smelled terrible. I was scared to put it on my lips. Who wants something that smells like that right under their nose? So I threw that out really soon after I bought it, actually, which was too bad. I probably should have taken it back to Sephora, but you guys know I don't love to do that. Lazy. I'm lazy. That's one of the reasons. I don't want to go to the mall. And I just threw it out. So anyways, there you go, you guys. There are the worst products that I bought from Sephora this year. Some of these, they're the worst for me, but other people may love them. They may be a good fit for you. And then some of them I just think are terrible. I just don't think they're worth the money. So let me know down below if any products you purchased this year just didn't work for you, because that's always such a shame, right? Sephora's not inexpensive, so I hate it when I spend my money on things that don't work. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if you guys bought anything this year that just a total dud for you. Maybe it's something I love. Maybe it's something that's also in this video for me. It's always interesting to know, right? Makeup is just so person to person, I feel like. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would subscribe, that would be amazing. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.